Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Glow Up Secrets podcast, where I help you expand your mind to become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning when I am recording this, but you're probably hearing this on a Monday morning, or whenever you are hearing this, whatever it is. How are we doing today? I feel like my voice sounds a little bit like raspy in a way. It sounds like I just woke up, although it's 10:45 a.m., so I didn't just wake up. But I did stay up pretty late, to be honest, last night. But the past few days, I've just been, okay, that's a lie. I've been working. I'm working right now. I'm recording this podcast episode. But it's been very much so chill vibes, kind of like letting myself de-stress and relax. And last night I was up watching football because I know somebody who plays football. So I was watching football and I stayed up till like 12 o'clock watching that game. So that honestly contributes to the voice, I think. But today I'm really happy. You know why I'm happy? Because I'm not going out for Halloween. Okay, can we just talk about the fact that last off-topic episode, wait. First of all, I just want to quickly say, because I know not everyone goes to right to the end and listens to this episode to the end, can you please do me a favor and rate the podcast on Spotify or Apple, wherever you're watching? And please give me a 5-star review if you think that I deserve five stars. You don't have to leave a comment, but if you do, that's amazing. I will read it. But we got to get the ratings up so that we can get more people listening and watching this podcast. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, just make sure that you subscribe so you can see new videos. I post 2 episodes now a week. One today, which is off topic, where we do lots of updates and lots of fun things, whatever the heck that I want to ramble about. And then Thursday episodes are more just like one topic thing. So I just wanted to say that at the beginning. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I decided that I'm not doing anything for Halloween. In last week's episode, I said I was like going to be this coastal cowgirl. I was like having this whole plan on everything. And then I decided to scrap everything and I said I'm not going out. So, I just realized the past month I have done so many social things. I went to Nashville. I had gone out, I think, a few times before Nashville. There's events that I go to lots of times. Friends' birthdays recently were happening. Just like a lot of things going on. And I'm just like, Halloween was like the tipping point for me. And I realized, like, what am I doing to myself? And here's a few reasons, I guess, why I really came to this decision, other than, yes, I've been super social and I'm kind of like drained. But for one, I knew that I was also getting my period. So it was like, am I really going to push myself and go out again on my period, which I don't like doing. It's not that I don't like being social or living my life on my period, but I kind of want to just like rest and relax and definitely not drink on my period, but also just, I don't know, like, I'm bloated, I might have cramps, like I'm trying to have like my wellness, like cycle syncing, whatever, and I don't really want to go out. So, and you know what? I was on my period when I was in Nashville because that's just what it was. So I kind of had to I had to just man up at this point. Like, you're going and you're going to have a great time and you're just going to have to deal with the fact that you're on your period. That is fine. Life is not perfect. But I'm like, am I really going to do that to myself again I don't really need to. Like, it's not that deep. And then also I was thinking, like, I couldn't find time really this week to go find the outfit that I wanted. I wanted to do this like coastal cowgirl themed outfit, and I was like, I didn't really have the time. And then I'm like, do I really want to spend a lot of money on this when it's like one night? It wasn't vibing. And then also there's parties here, there's parties there. This friend wants to come, that friend wants to come. I don't want to leave that friend out, this, that, and the third. I was just like, no, this is becoming too much for one night. I'm not doing this. So I scrapped the plans for myself. I told my friends, I'm not going out. I just cannot do it. It's not vibing with me anymore. And yeah, so if you ever feel like you need to cancel plans, just do it. And listen, obviously, like, if I had a plan to have a Halloween party at my place or something, I wouldn't just scrap the plan because I didn't feel like it. Obviously, like, I would have to go through with it. But if it's just like you come to a party thing and I said yes, I'm like, you know what, my friends are gonna be so fine without me being there. Like, it is fine. And of course they all are. Well, I'm sure they would love to have me there, or at least I would like to tell myself that, but they're gonna be okay. And I feel so good about this decision. And also, you know what, one other thing that kind of tipped me over the edge, and I don't have to drink to go out for Halloween for sure. Like, I could go out tonight. And tonight is the night that everyone's going out. It's the 28th. But last week I went out for my friend's birthday and I think I had 2 espresso martinis, which was like great, whatever. I am a lightweight though, because I don't drink a lot. So it was hitting me for sure, but I was feeling good, fresh, fun, whatever. and tell me how my ass is in a club, okay? Which y'all know me in the clubs. Like, well, you know what? This is what I say. I say, go to the club if you're going to have the most amazing time and stuff. But like, if you're living at the club every single weekend, then maybe you could probably spend your time wisely doing something else. In my personal opinion, I'm just being a hater and I'm just judging. And I used to do that myself, but whatever. But it's been forever since I went anywhere, but we were all drinking and having a good time. And the girls that I was with, I knew we were just going to go out wherever we were going to go out, and there was going to be really good music and we're just going to dance. Like, if I am going out, all I care about is going out with my girls and dancing and just like having the best time ever. If I feel like I can't go out with certain groups of girls and like dance and have a good time, I'll head home. Like, gotta go to sleep. I'll just dance in my own place, honestly. So anyways, we went out to this place called Ultraviolet, and the music was so fire. It was so good. There was no annoying guys. It wasn't too packed. Everyone was having such a bomb time. So anyways, we had a great time, and then I went home. But the next day, and this happened when I came back from Nashville, and I think I already mentioned this, but I had the worst anxiety. So listen, I am somebody who is very prone to having hangovers in general. That's why I don't like drinking, honestly. It's not that like when I drink I black out, or when I drink I lose control or anything. I'm actually, if you meet me and I have been drinking, you probably won't really notice because I just can like handle myself like quite well. But it's the hangovers that kill me afterwards. And so I never liked to really drink. Like, even when I used to drink in college and stuff, like, God, I'd just be dying after. And so you just kind of get over that. But usually, you know, when I decide to drink, I kind of know in my head, okay, I probably won't feel maybe the best. I will make sure I won't drink too much, and I don't really even need to anymore because I don't drink a lot. But I usually know that I'm not going to feel the best. But lately, and when I mean lately, just like the past few times that I've really drank, it's not even necessarily that I'm getting the worst hangover. I can kind of actually deal with that. I just get up and I get out of my bed. Pro tip, if you have a hangover, don't lay in your bed and like scroll on your phone. Get up, have a shower, go outside, drink your water, move your body, like do as much as you can to like get that shit out of your system. But I have been having so much anxiety, like, and there's no reason for it. Like, no matter what happens, even if it's like the best scenarios the next day, like there's no mistakes that have been made that night, which never really have been. Like, I don't usually do that. You know, maybe there's something fun to look forward to, whatever it is the next day. Lately, I've just been feeling like no matter what, like my mind will like go to the negative, or I'm just like anxious about anything, no matter what, even if it's positive. And I don't like that. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it happened when I came back from Nashville, and I thought, well, okay, I drank like 3 days in a row. That's probably why. But then it happened again last weekend, and I'm like, no, I'm not interested in this. So then I was telling myself, okay, I definitely don't think that I'm going to drink when I go out for Halloween, but I was still kind of down. And then I started to realize, didn't have time, didn't have the energy, whatever. Why am I going? So that is the reason why I'm canceling. I've canceled the plans. We're not going. Maybe next year. I don't know. Also, one thing I was thinking about though, you spend so much money when you decide that you want to go out and party, essentially. Like, again, you don't even have to be this hard partier where you're spending so much money at the bar, or you're drinking a fuck ton, or you're out for super long hours. But God, it's expensive, honestly, to party, because you have to think about it. You have to make sure that you have like a nice looking outfit. And I feel like us girls were very prone to like, oh, just go to the mall and buy a new outfit. And like that racks up if you end up doing that often. I used to do that all the time when I used to go out. I don't do that anymore. I don't buy a new outfit to go out, rarely, ever. But I used to do that all the time. I would spend my money and waste my money on that shit. And then, you know, buying any sort of alcohol or drinks or whatever, and Ubering to whoever place you're going to, Ubering to dinner, $100 dinner, and then you got the drinks, and then we're Ubering back, and then we're Ubering here and there and everywhere, and then you're hungry after, so you're Ubering Uber Eats at home, and then the next day you're hungover, so I kind of want to go and get a burger instead of make something at home. I ain't got nothing at home, and then, you know, maybe I don't want to make my coffee, so I'm gonna get my coffee, and then, you know, it's just shit adds up. I'm like, what am I doing? I can't be doing this. So anyways, sorry to anyone who really does enjoy drinking and has the best time ever. I as well have the best time ever. But recently I have not been having the best time. So I'm not going out tonight. Okay. What's the next thing? I have a bunch of things, honestly, on my list, just random things, of course. I don't know why I put this on my list. Like, I don't know what I'm going to expand on with this, but I've lived out my mood board for fall already. And I really have. And I think what I was probably doing when I wrote that was looking at my YouTube channel, and I was looking at the video that is like pinned to my main channel of step-by-step guide of how to become a new version of you this season that I made, I guess, a month ago. And also on my computer, I made a mood board. So in that video, I made a mood board, which you can totally go watch and you can apply it to any season of your life. But I made a mood board, and obviously it's on my desktop. And I was just like looking at it the other day, and I'm like, wow, like I am this person already. Like, one of the photos that I had was like podcast studio, and essentially it's almost done. Obviously I'm not recording in it right now, but like that's done. The style and the outfits that I had on there, did it, like took photos and, had that. The content creator, like going out and having like friendships, all that kind of stuff that I had on it, did it. I'm trying to think, cause I'm not looking at it, cause I'm looking at what I'm recording on my thing, but everything that was on and like the plant that was on there, got that. Going to the market that was on there, got that. Being consistent with going to Pilates and doing like workout classes, like did that. So I feel like I already need to make a new mood board. So I was also thinking maybe I should prep a new video for like the main channel, but for winter, obviously. I actually have a lot of fun videos coming for the main channel. So definitely be subscribed to that if you're not already. It's just my name, Alicia Gogan, because we have a lot of winter stuff coming, and I can't honestly believe that we're essentially here. Fall is over. We've already talked about this last week. Fall is over. So yeah, I've lived out my fall mood board, and I think this maybe is just a reminder for you to think about some of the things that you set out for yourself, whether that be like goals or if you made a mood board or whatever, and check in and see, have I accomplished any of these things? Most likely you have in some capacity, but I feel like sometimes we underestimate the power of how quickly we can do something. And, making a mood board for the whole season, sometimes you can get shit done in like a week if you really just like put your mind to it. So sitting down and kind of going over your goals and seeing like, how far am I from hitting those goals? Have I hit the goals? Are some of these goals not really aligned to me? Just being very flexible. That's also another thing that I love to do. I just don't need to tie myself to every single possible thing on my mood board, but yeah, I have lived it out, and I hope you guys have been living your best lives as well. Okay, so recently I have found another new lip combo that I'm obsessed with, and you're only going to be able to see this on YouTube, and I don't know if it's even really coming off, but it's just giving a nice little pink glow, but I am obsessed. So this is like, I wish this was sponsored, but I talk about this all the time on my stories, on my Instagram. And right now what I have on my lips is the Sugar Lip Treatment by Fresh Beauty in the color Radiant Rose. So this is like drier. It doesn't dry out your lips, but it's just more of it's not a gloss, I guess. And it gives me some color on my lips. And then I go over top, and this is the new lip product that I've just recently been using, the Anastasia Beverly Hills, I think, it's just called lip gloss in the color Coral. I have both of these linked on my LTK, which will be in all of the description, show notes, whatever. You'll be able to find it, my link in bio, everything like that. And I'm obsessed. It's just giving it's like more of like a pink nude tone gloss, I guess. I'm so bad at explaining these things, but I'm obsessed with it. It's just giving juicy, plump, super cute and gorgeous. Also, Sephora is having a sale. It's on already. So, depending on the days, there's different tiers of like percentages off that you can get off of your products. The Sephora beauty sale. So it's like 10%. And then if you're like a certain different members, like 15% and 20%, whatever. Anyways, I'm saying that because I have all of my favorites, that like all my makeup, my hair, my skin favorites on anything that's on Sephora. They are all linked on my Like to Know It, and you can like see, I made a little infographic that you can see like all my favorite products. So if you're interested, or if I've ever talked about a product and it's obviously on the Sephora site, then it'll be on there, and maybe this is your time to shop because they're having a sale, so you might as well. Like everyone usually does a big purchase on Sephora around this time because why not get it around this time? And this is going to be so contradicting because the next thing that I was going to say is I'm in my money saving era, but I'm at the same time, I'm not. Like, for me, I very much so matured in how I spend my money. I am definitely very intentional. And actually, Jill's on YouTube. She was saying that, like, she had a video recently that she posted. I don't really remember what the name is. Y'all know me. I don't be doing my research. I do my research, okay? But like with things that are just like passing in my head, I'm just like, I can't. Anyways, it was something to do with like being luxury on a budget. She has really good tips. Love her. If you like feminine energy content, and honestly, she has really good just like self-development, just being like a high value woman in that sense, but like she's very healthy and wholesome. Definitely go check out her videos. But in that video, she was saying how one of the tips was like, when you're spending your money, you want to ask yourself, is this going to be a good return on my investment? And everything is going to be very unique to you. So let's say spending money on your nails, maybe that's going to be a huge return on your investment because getting your nails done is like your thing. It makes you feel so incredibly good. Maybe you have a job where it makes more sense even also to have your nails done. It, you know, improves your quality of life in some ways. But then some people, like, having their nails done, it's annoying to go get it done. It really it doesn't really change much for you in your own life. So it's really not necessarily like a good return on your investment to be putting your money into getting your nails done. And so like asking yourself the question of like, is this really worth it essentially? Like how many wears will I get out of this? And this is not to be, in my personal opinion, she didn't say this, but it's not to be like super frugal and go to the store and be like, let me calculate how many wears I'm going to get out of this in order for me to, you know, decide if I'm going to spend my money on this item or not. But realistically, just asking yourself, like, is this really worth it? And I have just been really tapping into the, is this really worth it thing? Although I think that I've done a really good job, even over the past year of, you know, taking my time with spending my money on certain things. Just because I have money doesn't mean that I need to spend it on everything. And also just giving myself time to think about, do I even want, like, will this be a good return on your investment? Because sometimes like you buy something and you realize it really wasn't, like, you thought that you really needed this item and you actually don't. And I feel like we're all manic in that sense sometimes, where we're like, no, I need it. Like the way that I told myself that I needed the Kindle in the summertime and then I've barely used it is definitely, I don't want to regret it, but it's just like, I probably didn't need to get it at that point. I had the money to get it, and it's not to say that I won't use it. I probably will, honestly, more in the wintertime, but still, it's like, I didn't really need to get it then. Just small things like that I try and like recognize within myself, and then I kind of just self-correct. So I guess what I'm saying, even when it comes to the Sephora sale, obviously, if you don't need anything, don't buy it. But like, if you actually are on the market and you're like looking for something and you really, really need something, then that would be a good time to tap into that sale, or like, you know, go and purchase something. But I don't know, just give yourself time to think about things. That's what I've been doing recently. And again, another contradiction because I'm about to go to Winners right now and spend my money. But listen, I am going to get pillows and potentially new towels. And I don't want to say that's it, but whatever. I'm also very, very aware of how much money that I have and how much money that I can spend. And I definitely like don't go overspending things and stuff like that the way that I used to, but I'm just more mindful spending. I think that it's always good to do that. And I think something that's really, there's a few reasons why I'm kind of triggered right now into like mindful spending. Although again, I kind of have been. I think one of them is I'm approaching 28 now. My birthday's at November 5th. And you know, I think as you get older, you're thinking, okay, well, I want to live maybe in a house, or I want to have certain things and certain qualities of life. And I think that I'm very on track. I'm definitely on track. But it still makes you just think like, okay, is there a little bit more I could be saving, or can I put more money in investments, or, you know, some of the money that I'm spending on these things that are not giving me the highest return on my investment, can I maybe allocate that money and put it to something that is going to get a higher return on my investment? And obviously one of those things is investing in your future. And, you know, there are certain things that I want in my life that require me to be aware of how I'm spending my money right now, like a house. Like, and I think this is the thing. We all know that we probably want to own a house, or just have a house, or like a certain, like a car or whatever. There's a quality of life that you know in your head that eventually, like, yeah, you're going to have that, right? But it's like, at what point do we start to realize like, oh, okay, well, it's going to take this much amount of money in this many years in order for me to save this much money so I can get that thing, right? And I've obviously thought about that over the years, and I have certain things like financial plans in place for me to reach that goal. But sometimes we kind of fall off, and it's like we know that we're going to get that eventually, but it's like, okay, but we also have to make sure that we're making those steps right now. And are we on track? And have we looked at our finances to make sure that we're on par? And yeah, I just think that we sometimes get caught up in life and, spending money here and there and having a good time, especially if you have money and you can spend it a little bit more and whatever. And so I think just like as I'm approaching 28, I'm like, okay, like let me just like align myself a little bit more. Am I on track? Like not only am I on track, but can I do a little bit more to kind of push the needle and push myself out of that comfort zone of like, okay, maybe I have a budget of how much I'm going to make sure that I'm saving, but can I go over that? Like, again, can I allocate some of the money that I'm kind of spending on things that might not be the highest return and put it to the savings so I can get to my goal faster? Things like that. So I don't know. I think that I'm just kind of in my intentional spending money saving era in a way. And I think that it just always feels so good to throw your money into savings. Like when I'm able to, let's say, okay, this month I have an extra $600, I'm going to buy a bunch of fucking stocks or like put it in a savings account, a high interest savings account. I feel so much better about that month just knowing that I did not spend an extra $600 on just random shit that I could have, and instead it's in savings and it's like with me. And I'm very like, I try and keep a balanced approach. I don't want to try and hold money too much to the point where I'm feeling like I'm never going to have it come back, because I don't want to be in that scarcity. And I think I do a pretty good job at that, but it does feel fucking great to just pay off things or like save more money than you even thought, or just like to have a goal and you've actually accomplished that goal. So maybe this is your sign to just really maybe take a good look at your finances, especially as the months close out at the end of the year and people spend a lot. And I guess just to set yourself up as much as you can for the new year to even come, have a few goals for yourself, whether it's a small goal or a big goal, or maybe you're finally going to open a Wealthsimple account so that you can start buying stocks or saving an extra $100 a month because, you looked at your finances and you realize you're overspending, or not overspending, but maybe you're spending like $200 a month on entertainment, and maybe you want to do $100 on entertainment and $100 is now going into your savings, like stuff like that. There's always, I think, some level of moving things around regardless. I used to do this when I had not $600 extra to just throw into stocks. I had literally no money at all, but I still found small little ways to save. And over time, I was able to get to a point where I was saving so much more money. So, yeah, I don't know. Intentional spending and maybe just pushing yourself a little bit for the next few months to just add an extra, throw an extra $50 or $100 or however much money you have into the savings. It'll go a long way. My next thing, why is everyone getting a dog? And why is it that I really am highly influenced to get a dog now? Now, listen, before anyone comes for me, I understand that like it's not cute to be like, oh, everyone's going to get a dog. So like, I just want to have a dog because it's like for the aesthetic reasons. Absolutely not. I would never, never, never just get a dog. Just like, I don't know. Some people like, there's really people out there who are having kids just because they like the idea of having kids and like maybe they should probably wait. Those ones? I'm not like that when it comes to dogs. And I think that's actually a reason why I haven't gotten one, even though I live a lifestyle in which I could definitely have a dog living by myself. It just would kind of actually make sense. But I've kind of just held off because I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyways, everyone's getting a dog and now I'm a little bit actually influenced to get a dog. Will I get one? I don't know, because I think the only thing that's stopping me right now is I live in the city, and although the area that I live in, I personally think it's so beautiful and there's so many areas to walk a dog and go out, and it's not like you're just like bringing your little dog or your big dog out in the concrete streets of downtown Toronto where it's like not cute, and like a dog, in my personal opinion, does not really deserve to be only ever touching cement, in my personal opinion. But I also come from the countryside. Okay. So I'm used to raising dogs and having animals where they were running off leash and they were just like living their best life. And I just think that that's such a beautiful thing for an animal to be able to be in, is their own natural environment in a way. But I get it. This is not to say that people can't have dogs living in the city, but at least, you know, making sure that you live around dog parks and you're walking your dogs and this, that, which I would obviously do. But I'm still kind of like, I don't know. Like, do I do that? We'll see. Anyways, everyone's getting dogs. And I think that am I actually considering it? We don't know. I guess I'll keep you updated. But I did also have 2 dogs, like from my hometown, and one lives with my mom and one lives actually with her ex-boyfriend, who lives on a farm as well. Not as well. My mom doesn't live on the farm anymore, but he lives on a farm that was like down the street from the farm that we used to live on. And my dog's name is Stanley, and he's absolutely thriving. I can go see him whenever I want. But it just makes so much sense for that dog to be on the farm with her ex-boyfriend. He's like a farmer and just super sweet to that dog, so it just makes sense. And then my other dog, her name is Tasha. She's so cute, and like they're both like really small dogs. Is with my mom because that's like my mom's like emotional support dog at this point. But I've grown up and I've raised those dogs. Like they were definitely my family dogs. So I am very like responsible when it comes to that. Like I know what it means and takes to actually have a dog. And yeah, that's another reason why I'm like holding off, because I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, one thing that I want to say about TikTok recently, and I think this is kind of funny because, okay, well, maybe I'll just say it. So I don't know if you guys have seen this little trend where girls are mimicking the influencer type of girly voice. You know, the girls who are like, hey guys, so today I got my new Cartier bracelet, and yeah, don't worry, I'm super grateful, and I know you guys probably can't buy it because you're poor, but that's fine. So anyways, I got this $15,000, and just like, you know, like dragging on the words like, hi guys, like that. Everyone's like dragging these girls in the comments, and everyone is tagging certain girls being like, this is so X, Y, and Z. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's honestly like, I didn't even do that good of a job at like recreating that voice, but if you go on TikTok, they sound exactly like those girls, and you know who those girls are. But honestly, the reason why I'm kind of laughing at it is because I know that my voice kind of falls on that influencer. It's, you know what it is? It's a Valley Girl type of voice. And so I kind of have to laugh at myself in a way, because like I hear this from specific people in my life about, like, people will comment on the fact that sometimes I'm like, you know, whatever, like that. But I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I do not give a fuck. And low-key, it definitely is a little bit cringy, especially when you hear the girls mimic the Valley Girl accent or voice or whatever. And it's so interesting because I've had this Valley Girl accent or voice for so long in my life, but I also have a mix of other things in my voice. So it depends on how, like, what I'm talking about or what I'm saying. Like sometimes I'll be very Valley Girl and I'm like, oh, what the heck? Like, what the fuck is that? But then sometimes I have this like hood girl type of vibe where like, I don't know what y'all be doing, but this, that, and the third. And I don't give, you know, it's just, I don't know what to say and how to explain it, but I kind of relate to it. So I'm not going to lie. It is really annoying, but I don't really care. And I'm actually friends with someone who's a lot older than me, and she will comment on when I talk like a Valley Girl. And her pet peeve is girls like our age, you know, in our 20s, who kind of like talk like that in a way, which is, again, it's fucking annoying, and I get it. Depending on how much you really speak like that. I can be very serious though, obviously. And she was saying, like, she says how really you having a certain tone of voice like that, like the Valley Girl, like the oh my God, or you get a little awkward. It's kind of like, it's like your awkward voice. You are not really comfortable and expressing how you actually are feeling or your emotions or coming across a certain way. So you go into this shell of a voice, and then you like turn on this like type of characteristic in a way. I don't know. So she really hates when I do that, but I also don't give a fuck at the end of the day because I'm not going to change myself. And like, obviously you want to listen to other people's feedback and maybe you are annoying as fuck and maybe you should change something about yourself. And there's been definitely times where I've been like, oh shit, like that's really cringe or whatever, or that you change, evolve, whatever. But I think as I get older, and this is specifically relevant to people who are older than me who, let's say, will nag on me for this voice, let's say, which is only like one person I'm saying, or I don't know, somebody just doesn't like how I say something or how I live my life or doing something. There's a level of like, okay, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that I have to change that. Like, just because you have this explanation as to why I shouldn't speak like this, or why I should not say like so much, or why I should stop wearing that thing, or acting in this way. Obviously, it depends. Obviously, as long as we're not hurting people and this, that, just because you have a good reasoning as to why I shouldn't do that, or like you think that I would sound so much better if I just didn't do that, or I would look so much better if I wore it like that or like that, doesn't fucking mean that I have to change that about me. And that's what I've just realized in life in general is like what other people say doesn't have to go. And I think that for a lot of women, we have been taught, you know, whether it's other women like bagging on us or nagging or whatever, or just like men saying that you should look this way or that way, or just parents or just fucking society always telling you how you should look and feel and act and this, that. And again, it's okay to change a little bit to be able to like have better relationships and like all these things. And like you kind of realize that maybe I was being fucking cringy when I was saying it like that or wearing that or whatever, you know? But then there's this level of like, also what you say doesn't have to go. So anyways, I don't know. I'm not like trying to bag on the person that was like the example that I was giving, but I'm in this era of I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, if you don't like it, then go away. Okay. Another thing that I wrote is I would rather be a B-list celebrity than an A-list celebrity. And I think I was thinking about this in terms of Black's music, or like Black the artist, and how you spell his name. His artist name is Six, Lack. Amazing music. Love his music. I am actually, as long as I can go, I'm going to buy a ticket and go to his concert by myself because none of my friends like his music. Or like they like him, but not enough to go. But I think for the first time, I'm going to be going to a concert by myself because I really love his music. And I feel like I can't just miss it just because nobody's going. But anyways, I was thinking about him because I know that he's not necessarily like an A-list celebrity probably. Like he's so big and so many people know his music and whatever. But I'm sure he's not like the top of the top of the top. But there's something so much cooler about not being super well known than to be well known and to be in the public eye to the point where like you are super popular and super mainstream. And like it's okay to be mainstream as well. I think there's something that's cool about being mainstream. Like you're the it girl, everyone wants to be you, you set the trends, or like your music is fire to everyone. Like that's fun. But then there's something so unique and beautiful and just like cool girl energy. You know, there's a difference between like an it girl that like everyone wants to be in, like the popular girl, but then the cool girl energy of like B-list celebrities like Black. I don't even know if he's a B-list celebrity. I have no fucking idea. All I know is he's not like a Drake, right? And I don't know. I was just like listening to his music and I'm like, there's something that only the people who listen to his music can relate to and understand. And like whoever listens to his music and likes it, you guys are just cool. Like we're just super cool because we listen to his music. Or, you know, whoever that's like under the radar or the underdog or the, you know, the underground music, there's something very cool about that. I don't know. And I just think that in general, if I was actually a celebrity, because, okay, this is another reason why I was saying this is because he definitely sells fucking albums, records, whatever. And he definitely makes bank. He's on tour right now. He's selling out. Like he has definitely a good career. He has amazing music. He has an amazing fan base. He's probably making bank. Like he probably lives a very, very good life. He's living out his dream as being a musician, and, you know, he's collaborating with really cool artists and he's making amazing music. And I just think that like, you don't have to be this like super popular, artist or celebrity or this, even on social media, right? You don't have to be this huge person with millions of followers to make money, to have a beautiful life, to just like create beautiful content or whatever it is. You don't have to like be this mainstream person. And I think that sometimes we go on social media, you know, even when we're looking at the people who have like super big followings and stuff, sometimes you think, wow, like that's the only way that I'm going to be able to have success or make money or make an impact in life. And that is so not true. And I also just think that because he's not an A-list celebrity, or let's say even say for myself, like because I'm not this huge influencer, I don't have to like deal with so many people's opinions always coming to me and like everyone looking at my every move. I can kind of like move in silence in a way. I can live my life and just be free to do whatever I want. And I think there's something so beautiful about that. It's almost like, you know, when people say like, I always hear this from men more than I hear this from women, but a lot of men will be like, I don't want to be popular. I don't want to be well known. I don't give a fuck if you know my name. I just want to be like wealthy. Like I want to be those people who are like behind the scenes, who are like, you know, have so much money or so much success and have an amazing life or whatever it is, but I don't care for you to know my name. I don't care for you to write about me. I don't care. Like it's none of that egotistical stuff. And it's totally fine, by the way, if you want some sort of like acknowledgement and you want your name on that billboard, or you want everyone to know your name and you want 4 million followers. That's fine if you want that. But I was just thinking like, it's also, you don't need to have that in order to have an amazing life. And these people are probably having great qualities of life, and there's just so many people out in the world that you have no idea who they are, and they're just living the best life. So I don't know, that's just something that I thought about in terms of just even being a content creator, and something that I think we all need to remind ourselves, even when it comes to money, right? I used to think when I was younger that the people who are rich and wealthy, or actually the people who are wealthy, were the ones who you could tell that were wealthy. And that's so not fucking true. You could have somebody with the flashiest of flashy things, okay? Rocking this brand and that brand, and on social media, fucking this car and that car and this mansion and that mansion, and talk, this, that, or going out to the clubs or going out to yachts and buying bottles and this, that, and they're really not actually wealthy. And literally you could have a person, you know, you go to a random coffee shop and he's just like, he looks like a normal guy and he'd be one of the most wealthy people in the world. The most wealthy men that I have met, the most successful people that I've met in my life are honestly very average looking. They're not like blowing their money. Maybe they do have a lot of money where they've put in certain, you know, maybe their home is really nice. That's fine. Doesn't mean that if you're wealthy you have to like also like live like a poor person or something. But like, you know, it's not always the people that you think have that wealth. And you know, even if they are, there's some people who are absolutely flashy who are definitely very wealthy, but you don't have to, you know, look like that or be like that to have wealth. I don't know. That's just something I was thinking about, and something that I think we all need to remind ourselves. And even when it comes to social media, you know, people, you have no idea in terms of making money, what people are making. You literally, there's so many content creators who have huge followings who make nothing, and content creators who are like micro influencers who are making fucking 6 figures a month, and you just wouldn't be able to tell because you might look at their profiles and be like, oh, they don't have a lot of followers, or like their content, it doesn't look as high end as that influencer who has like that many followers. It is so completely backwards sometimes, not all the times, but like sometimes it is. So just, I don't know, be aware of that, I guess. Remind yourself that there's so many ways in which that you can have success in your life, and it looks different for everyone. And getting clear on like, what is it that you want? How do you want your quality of life? I don't give a fuck about how many followers that I have, as long as I'm impacting people and I have a beautiful, amazing community, which I already have. I'm making the money that I want to be making. I'm doing the line of work that I want to be doing. My personal life behind the scenes is thriving. That's all I care about, really. That's all I care about. So anyways, I think that's probably going to be it. I could go on forever. Today, I'm going to go, like I said, to Winners. And I was even thinking, actually, I saw this reel on Instagram this morning, and I sent it to Tess because her and I are like the same. I mean, we're Scorpios too, so I just feel like we really, really, really get each other. But we both want to have the suburban lifestyle. Like, I want to get a home. I want to have my family. I want to be like driving to my fucking morning Pilates and maybe my morning Pilates, but to like HomeSense or Target if you live in America at like Saturday morning with my Starbucks. And like, that's just what I want my fucking life to be. I just don't care. that if that sounds very basic. But anyways, we always just like talk about that and stuff. And she's getting married, so she's definitely like on the way of that suburban lifestyle. And so anytime we see any TikToks and stuff, we just like always send it to each other, and we're like, one day this is gonna be us. But this morning I saw this girl, she was watching Gossip Girl on her Tesla, like I guess like dash screen, and she was just like sitting there, I don't know, just like watching it and like living her best life. And I sent it to her, and I'm like, this is literally going to be us in like 5 years, us sitting in our Teslas or whatever fucking car that we have with Gossip Girl on the dashboard or whatever the episode is going to be, drinking our Starbucks, sitting in the parking lot of a beautiful suburban HomeSense or whatever, waiting for the doors to open. Like the way that I miss doing that from my hometown, because when I used to live in my hometown, it was like a smaller hometown. It was like suburban life. Sorry, I just dropped my freaking microphone. But yeah, I used to live in a place where I had my car and I would drive to like HomeSense. I would drive to like, you know, Winners or wherever I wanted to go in the mornings with my little Starbucks and my little, I don't know, my car, everything like that. And I just miss that. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I miss my car. I don't miss my car in Toronto though, like for sure. I sold my car when I moved down to here because I knew I did not need it and I didn't want it. I don't like taking Ubers. I don't like being in traffic. I fucking absolutely hate it. And I love walking, and I will just walk. So I don't really miss my car because I live in Toronto. So why the fuck would I miss having a car here? But I do miss the living outside of a city, living in the suburbs, and driving in the morning with your freaking little coffee and stuff. And so I don't know. Anyways, I'm just thinking about that because I'm going to Winners right now, and I will be walking, and it's going to be the best time ever. But I can't wait. I cannot wait for the day that I'll be driving to Winners or driving to HomeSense or wherever the fuck I'm going to be driving, and just like having my little Stanley cup. Maybe not a Stanley. I'm not a Stanley girly. I am a bottle girly. And if you want a bottle, then I'll have a discount code down below because I freaking love them. But I don't know. It's a suburban lifestyle. The suburban lifestyle is the lifestyle for me. Also, one last thing that I've been loving is Saturday mornings going on YouTube and watching home decor videos, Amazon product favorites videos, fashion videos. It's like a ritual. And I feel like I'm saying this because it gives me the same vibe as like waking up early in the morning, Saturday morning, driving to your suburban HomeSense and waiting to go in and like shop for decor or like shop for things that you do not need. I love it. So I don't know. That's like my tradition. And I usually post on my Instagram about the fact that it's Saturday morning. Look what I'm doing, watching my Amazon favorites. So anyways, that's me. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I'm doing, Alicia Gogan. And by the way, there has been some fake accounts made of me. So if I'm messaging you, it's probably not me because I don't go out of my way to message people out of the blue. And yeah, it's probably just a fake. So you can send it to me if you see it, or report it if you can. That'd be amazing. But just know that you'll know the real me, okay? Y'all are smart enough to know that. And of course, I have the podcast Instagram, the Glow Up Secrets podcast, where I just post quotes. I post all of the updates for the podcast and any Q&As. We have lots of content coming for the podcast and the main channel, so make sure that you're subscribed to both. Also on Spotify, you can let me know how you like this episode and what you want to hear next. All the links to everything that I mentioned will be on my Like to Know It or the description. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you so much for listening or watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.